Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Appraisal Buzzcast. I'm Jim Morrison, and today we have Navy Johnson with us. She's in charge of the social media for the Appraisal Buzz and Valuation Expo and all that. And we're going to be discussing an important topic that appraisers need to know about as they get ready for the new year. Navy, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Well, we appreciate you being here and telling appraisers about social media. So right now, when things are really slow for appraisers, they need to be getting their name out there and they need to be getting on social media. But I know a lot of them are hesitant to do it just because they weren't raised with that and it seems like a foreign thing for them. So we're going to talk about some easy steps that appraisers can do to get into social media and what they can do to get their brand out there and get their name out there so that people recognize them.
I completely understand. Social media can be overwhelming, for people, because it's a lot to keep up with. But it's pretty easy to maintain once you are willing to put yourself out there. I think that's the first step. That would be the first step. Be willing to put yourself out there, because it can be kind of scary. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what to say. Things like that. So that's the first step. Be willing to put yourself out there and also try to think of something that you want to offer, because what the importance of social media is building relationships and connections with your clients or your customers, or even on the personal front, your friends and family. So it's making sure that you're able to teach something. So if you have just some facts or something, or maybe an interesting trending topic about what's going on in the industry, and you have an opinion about it, social media is the place where you could, say what you have to say, and maybe gather some like minds in the process. So after you've been willing to put yourself out there, have something to offer, as well, or something to teach, and that kind of makes people gravitate towards you.
One of the importance of being on these social media is that you're in front of the realtors. With a lot of appraisers now looking to do non-lender work, meeting these realtors who are all over social media is really important because you're putting your name out there with them. What social media platforms do you think would be best for appraisers who don't have anything but a Facebook? Like, how do they get started in any of this?
Well, if you already have a Facebook, then you already, have your leg in. So if you have Facebook, just of course help build your connections there as well. If you are in groups, Facebook is really good for group formation. So there'll be a lot of realtor groups, a lot of appraiser groups, or forums that you can follow and build connections with other people in your field. I also think LinkedIn is an incredible tool for building relationships with other professionals. And, it's kind of become like Facebook, in the sense of you can use footage, you can use reels, you can, put personal things on there as well. But it is a better platform as far as connecting with more business to business type relationships as well. I also think, believe it or not, YouTube and TikTok would be great for appraisers as well, especially when there's maybe not a lot of work to be done. YouTube, I say, because if you are offering a service that you want to promote, or if you want to just voice your opinion about something that's going on in the industry, or if you just want to teach something, YouTube is where everybody goes to learn everything. So, utilize, that tool, and make yourself an asset, by teaching something, on YouTube, or offering a tutorial, or whatever it is that you want to do. And TikTok is just a force of nature right now as far as the social platforms, being that it's so fun. And, I know it does seem really young and also very overwhelming as far as putting footage together. But there are easy ways and easy trends on TikTok, especially as far as if you want to do like a list of things. So, say, for example, here are 3 tips to make you a great appraiser. And then you kind of let them pop all over your screen on TikTok. So it's ways that you could do it. And I think those are really strong platforms for appraisers at this moment.
I think those are great tips. We're going to take a quick break for a commercial message. Are you ready to meet the new GSE requirement of a detailed floor plan for your desktop appraisals? Remote Val, a remote inspection app designed for appraisers, has a 3D video scan feature which creates a detailed floor plan you can submit with your report. Remote Val's live virtual inspection technology allows you to personally verify the data at the same time. You can also supplement missing photographs using the remote photography feature. Incenter pays you the same full fee for remote val inspections. Desktop appraisals have never been faster, easier, or more trustworthy. To see a demo of remote val in action, visit incenteram.com. Welcome back, everyone. So, Navy, can you tell us a little bit about what appraisers should be posting? If they're just getting into this, what makes good content? What way should they go?
Really just kind of getting personal as much as possible. And personal doesn't have to mean put all your business out on Front Street. It just means showing your face, like doing videos with you talking, like creating that space where people feel like they can kind of come to you and listen to you. A lot of people, especially on all socials now, and I think honestly because of TikTok, people are so footage heavy, like they want to see a person doing something. And we've kind of got spoiled in that sense to where they just want to see what you're up to, in a way, and and they want to kind of be in your business a little bit. So kind of give people a little bit of that access by putting yourself out there and showing yourself on social media. And I know that's hard for folks, because people are so want to be in the background, and they don't want to put themselves out there and talk on camera or anything like that. That could be scary at first, but once you get comfortable with it and start doing it more, it gets easier. And the second thing, like I mentioned before, doing tutorials or teaching something or talking about something in the industry in particular, or if you just want to reach out and maybe establish some type of meet group with people who do the same thing as you. All of that starts by not being afraid of being on the camera. So I think any type of content where you are teaching someone something or talking about something that's trending or anything like that, and you are not afraid to put your face in front of everyone, I think that makes for good content every single time.
Well, yeah, that sounds great. And I know it is tough for a lot of people who've never done it, but I know it's just baby steps. Just make your first post, make
Mhm.
your account. It really will pay dividends in the long run. We need to take a quick commercial break. Today's learner has a myriad of educational options to choose from, both online and off. But for the appraisers and professionals who rely upon appraisals, your high quality, comprehensive valuation education resource should be the Appraisal Institute. The courses we offer are rigorously researched and largely developed by practicing appraisers using their real world residential and commercial valuation experience. Go to appraisalinstitute.org/education for more information. So, Navy, can you tell us a little bit about what appraisers can do to build their following? And one of the sub questions I have under this is about hashtags, because I know a lot of people think, oh, well, that's silly, but there's a reason for hashtags. Can you go into why you should use those?
Absolutely. And yes, hashtags do seem like these useless, annoying little words, that you put at the end of a post. But really, it's beneficial because it acts as a tag, a name tag. It categorizes your post to be listed under that specific thing. So, for example, using the hashtag appraiser will categorize that post that you use the hashtag for into this tag list of whatever is about appraisers. So when someone is on Instagram and they go to the tag section and they're looking for appraiser information, if they put in appraiser, your post is going to come up under that thing. So hashtags and using as many as possible are always beneficial because it helps to put your post out there on a different level. You're not just reaching your followers at this point. Now you're going to reach everybody who's looking for this information. So hashtags are very important because of that. And eventually, of course, the game is to build the following as much as possible so that one day you won't have to use as many hashtags. But they are very useful in the beginning, especially.
And I know with some of the algorithms too, if somebody is viewing a lot of, hashtag appraiser videos, it's going to suggest your videos for them because they're viewing all these other things about appraisers. So if you have that tagged, it's going to recommend that to them. So that's another.
Exactly. So please use them. Use hashtags as much as you can, even if they seem silly. like use them. And the thing about all of another thing about the algorithm is that it'll tell you, how many other people are using that tag and whether it's a popular tag or not. So even if it seems really, really silly, if it has a 1 million people, using that tag, by all means, use it. Or another trick also I found is to use the tags that a lot of people aren't using, because when you use the tags that a million people are using, your posts, and especially if you just posted it, can be, shuffled on the bottom because there's so many, so using the underdog hashtags always help as well.
Well, that's amazing. And we really appreciate you talking with us and talking about social media and talking to our appraisers about getting into it. I know it's scary, but while things are slow, while you're getting ready for your new year, now is the time to just take the leap and try something new.
Absolutely. And also, don't be afraid to ask for help. It can be, again, an overwhelming thing, just to even think about posting, all the time, especially when you have other things to do. You got your family, you got, work that you want to get done or whatever it is you want to do. It can't seem like an extra thing to do. So if it gets overwhelming, there are so many, social media coaches, also tutorials on YouTube, like I mentioned, and social media managers that you could get advice from. So never be afraid to ask for help when it comes to socials. It seems easy, and it is, but it's a lot to do sometimes. So I get it.
And speaking of social media, we would love to have you follow us on social media and get notified whenever we post something about the latest news in the appraisal industry. On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, it's at Appraisal Buzz. One word, no space. On LinkedIn, it's Appraisal Buzz, 2 words. And YouTube, if you're not watching us there now, is at the Appraisal Buzzcast, 1 word. Well, thank you so much, Navy, for joining us. I know that's insightful information that I know our listeners are going to enjoy. Thank you to our listeners for joining us and our sponsors for helping us put this on. If you have any comments or would like to be interviewed in a future Buzzcast, reach out to us at comments@appraisalbuzz.com. Thanks and have a great day.